My story reminds me of the tale of Sisyphus in Greek mythology, which involves a man, Sisyphus, who tricked the gods and cheated death, and in turn was punished by being forced to roll a huge boulder up a hill, only for it to roll down every single time and near the top. And he kind of repeats this action for his whole life and for eternity. And in a weird fashion, I kind of see my college career as a story of Sisyphus, minus the trickery and the cheating death part, but the metaphor of pushing boulders up a hill just for you to get reset back at the start. My name is Porter Brown, and this is my forever story. My freshman year involved a lot of ups and downs. When I first got to the campus at TCU, I realized the competition was high. I mean, there were players bigger, faster, stronger, more experienced than me, which was initially a big gut check, but eventually I made the roster in the fall and I got a starting spot as a freshman in the spring. And like I was on top of a pedestal, and I was off to a hot start my freshman year in the first tournament.
It really showed me what kind of person he was. I think it's very opening game. I think he actually had 3 strikeouts, but then he does, he does such a great job with his emotions and just coming to play and helping the team win. And then I think the very next day he had 3 hits.
Yeah, I had a crazy tournament. I think I finished the weekend hitting 600 or something, but a couple of weeks later I hit a low. I tore my right shoulder labrum playing against Eastern Michigan, and let me tell you, I'll never forget that day. March 17th, 2019.
We obviously knew that we lost someone that was really good and someone that would really help the team out. Honestly, there was a missing puzzle. Like there was something missing in the team that we needed, and Porter was that. Porter, I believe, has all the 5 tools.
Yeah, that was a very tough time for me. The recovery process was long, rigorous, and difficult, and I wasn't playing or traveling with the team, so I felt isolated. I mean, you spend all fall and early spring building relationships with your closest friends and teammates, and when I got hurt and the team went on road trips, I was left behind. I mean, that was mentally difficult for me. Fast forward to my sophomore year, the 2020 season, the COVID season. I try to forget most of it, but I was in a serious hitting slump through the whole shortened COVID season. I mean, I was struggling physically and mentally, and I remember I couldn't figure it out how to get back on the right track. COVID ended our season early, and I went back to work to get the bad taste of embarrassment out of my mouth, because that season was hands down my worst collegiate season of my career.
That COVID off season was you bouncing back from a series of injury, essentially bouncing back from the injury, and we hit the batting cages much like we did in high school every single day. And you can't imagine the level of work that Porter put in to get his swing back to where it needed to be. He was not going to roll over and allow this injury or anything else stop him from achieving his goal.
My swing was feeling good. I started to build my confidence back, and I had an opportunity to play summer ball where I was hitting around 400 in the beginning of it, but all of that was stripped away with one pitch. Completely out of my control. I was hitting my hand, breaking my knuckle, and I remember I went to go see a ton of medical specialists, and they all agreed that I needed another surgery to fully recover. My junior year was my year of redemption. I mean, it started with strengthening my hand, and I was determined to be ready for any opportunity that came my way. I remember in the beginning of my junior year season, I wasn't starting or getting a lot of ABs, but I still continued to work and be a good teammate so that I'd be ready for my opportunity when presented. And I don't know what happened, but when the Big 12 game started, I was on another level.
Your whole year was really good. There's probably no one ever in my career that I've ever that any player I've ever coached that deserved to play, played. You would be the only guy in my career that played really well and that didn't get to play every day. When you got to play the last month, our team actually completely changed. You put together, it actually, overall, again, it might be a little bit better than the way you finished last year, but that month was amazing.
I was a hitting machine the back half of the season, and I just let that momentum take me into the postseason, where we ended up winning the Big 12 tournament, the Big 12 conference, and I won Big 12 tournament MVP.
And anytime Porter Brown wins something, we're so proud of him because he's everything that you want from a player. You know how hard he worked. And that year was even more special because of the opportunities that you didn't get, but yet I've never had a player with the attitude that no matter, you would never know if you were 12 for 12 or 0 for 12.
I decided to come back my senior year to finish my degree and play another year of baseball. I remember the draft didn't go as I planned, but I really didn't let that discourage me my senior year. I worked hard all fall and early spring, and I felt like I had won a starting spot, but when the season started, I was at DH, designated hitter, and very in and out of the lineup all season. And this was discouraging because I felt like I was overlooked. And by the middle of the season, I was barely playing. I didn't have as many ABs, and I remember thinking, this is not how I imagined my senior year going.
I think Porter honestly never really got the opportunity to play the entire season, when I think everyone on the team really actually thought that he was good enough to start every single game. Unfortunately, it was kind of tough to see him off the field. He was also, he was trying to pursue his neuroscience degree, and he was stressing out about school, and then he would come home and he would talk about baseball, and he was a little overwhelmed with everything.
This all changed during the back end of my senior year. I was given an opportunity to play, and I did not disappoint. I was hitting for power and average, and I completely turned my senior year around. The crowd even gave me the nickname Mr. May, and it's seen all over IG and Twitter. And supposedly I was given the nickname because when school was finished, I didn't have to stress about class and my degree, and that's when I played my best baseball from May on, which is postseason baseball, and that's when Mr. May shines.
Before he starts pumping himself up.
Lifted high in the air. Parker Brown delivers.
Down in the gap for sure is probably score 2 runs.
Payoff pitch, hit in the air, right field. This is going to send the right fielder back to the track at the wall, and it's...
What an impressive young man of life future in front of him. Here's the 1-2 as the runner goes. Lifted well, very well. The right center field has got a chance to be up over the fence, and it is downtown.
That's a 32 ball game you take away just for those opportunities alone.
Oh my. Porter Brown looking for a 2-homer day and a grand slam home run, and he delivers.
Right in the man's heart. Porter Brown lifts that one. Deep left field. Still carrying, and it's gone!
Porter Brown sends another drive deep to right field. That ball is gone.
Fastball squared up towards center. Going back is Burrows. At the wall, Porter Brown has done it again. Fastball squared up towards left center field. The wind will carry it, and Porter Brown puts it out. A 3-run home run, and the Horn Frogs.
Once again, I didn't get my shot in the draft after my senior year or this past year. I felt like my time at TCU had come to a close, so I entered the transfer portal for a fresh start, and Texas was one of the first schools to reach out, and with the good baseball program and being even closer to home, I committed to UT. And now in a new environment, with a new team, new friends, new classes, the boulder is back at the bottom of the hill. And this time, I'm going to push it all the way up.